Hey everyone, it's Heidi from My Reading Life, and I'm here today to film a different kind of video. This video is inspired by a video you might have seen recently from Natalie at My Reading Days, who did her top 50 Australian books and made a nice chart. So I'm going to be your Vanna tonight, and I am going to do my top 50 nonfiction books. I thought that was such a cool idea that Natalie had done, and I will link her video down below so that you can see how she did hers. And I thought, how could I do one for myself? Because, you know, if I tried to do only US books, I would have too many. So I thought, but what if I did nonfiction? And so these nonfiction titles are nonfiction that I've read in about the last 5 years. And in order to narrow it down even more, because I read a lot of nonfiction, these are all titles that I rated either 4 stars or more. So these are books that I love. So it's going to be really hard to rank. And the way that my chart here is laid out is I'm going to start from 1 up here through 25, and then the second row will be 26 through 50. And I have my little slips that will give you the title name on them that are like this, and we'll just go through each one of them, and I will put them on the chart in the order that I think they ought to be. So let's just get to it so this video isn't 10 years long. So the first one is Becoming by Michelle Obama. Oh, I just read this one this year. It was really good. I don't think it was in my top 10 though, but let's put it here. I think it was in the top 20. All right, next we have Columbine by Dave Cullen. This is the nonfiction account of the Columbine school shooting that happened in 1999. I listened to this one on audio and it was so fabulous. All right, this is already difficult, guys. I'm going to put it here at number 25 for now and see where we go. All right, this is Thick by Tressie Cotton. This is a collection of essays all about her experience as a Black woman in America, and it was so good. I've listened to it on audio. Again, really excellent. I think, was it better than Becoming? No, probably not. Probably not better than Becoming. We'll put it right under Becoming. All right, my things are already going crooked here, but we're just going to go with it. All right, this is I'd Rather Be Reading by Anne Vogel. This is a collection of essays about the reading life, and Anne Vogel runs the podcast, What Should I Read Next? So this was really excellent as well, but not in the top 25, I don't think. Let's just stick that over here. All right, and now we have The Sixth Extinction by Elizabeth Colbert. This is a nonfiction science book all about how the 5 great extinctions that the world has experienced in the entirety of time, and are we now currently in the 6th extinction event. Excellent book, but I'm going to put it down here towards the bottom because it wasn't one of my very, very favoriteest books, nonfiction books I've read in the past 5 years. This is Dreamland by Sam Quiones. This is a nonfiction account of opioid issues in the United States. Again, that was really good. I'm going to put it over here. All right. Stiff by Mary Roach. Oh, I love this book. Mary Roach is such an excellent nonfiction writer. Again, this is awesome on audiobook. She writes about, in this book, she writes about the whole process of dead bodies and all different things about dead bodies with a lot of humor and very interesting stuff. So this one needs to go more closer to the top, I think. Let's put it there for now. Okay, this is Ghetto Side by Jill Leovy. This is about gang violence and policing in the Los Angeles area of the United States. Another really great nonfiction. I'm going to stick that down there. Okay, all right, difficult, guys. The Checklist Manifesto by Atul Gawande. This is the first Atul Gawande that I read, and I just love everything that he writes. This one was so great about how different industries use checklists to keep things safe, like airlines and surgeons, and how checklists just make your life better. I'm going to put this one, this is, I'm going to stick it right there. Shrill by Lindy West. Another collection of essays. This one, what it's like to be a woman in the entertainment industry, and just about how women, anytime women speak up for themselves, they're considered to be being, you know, outrageous and intrusive. Really excellent essay collection. I'm going to put that one up here. Okay, what's next? Oh, Another Day in the Death of America by Gary Younge. This is, he takes one specific day, I think it was in November, in the United States, and recounts every instance of the death of a young person by gun violence during that day, and tells their story. So I can't remember exactly how many there were, but it was too many. And so each chapter is about another one of the people that die, or young people, children that die from gun violence on that one day in America. Such a good book. Such a good book. That one's got to go. I got to put that one up here. That's one of the best ones that I read. Okay, this is another essay collection. This is Small Wonder by Barbara Kingsolver. This is science and nature writing. Beautiful collection. A little bit older, so some of the stuff is, you know, a little bit maybe on the dated side, but it's still excellent collection. But I think it's going to go down here towards the end of my list. Okay, I'm Judging You by Love Ajayi. Another essay, a comic essay collection. So this author is a comedian. I can't remember the podcast that she runs, but this was a really funny collection. Really got a kick out of this on audio, but I think it needs to go down here towards the end. All right. The Stranger in the Woods by Michael Finkel. This is all about the North Pond Hermit in Maine. I loved this story of a man who spends, I think it's 27 years living isolated in the woods in Maine, and how he survives doing that. This was really fun read. That one's gonna go over here on this side. Okay, On Immunity by Eula Biss. This is about how vaccinations protect us, and what happens if people stop getting vaccinated, and how that impacts the population as a whole, and why people might choose not to get their children vaccinated, and sort of the history of vaccination in modern times. This was really excellent too. But it wasn't better. Wasn't better than Dreamland, so I'm going to put it right below Dreamland. Okay. The Worst Hard Time by Timothy Egan. This is about the Dust Bowl in the 30s, and what, how that happened, and what we did about it, and what impact it had on farmers and other people that lived in the Midwest of the U.S. in the 1930s. Super good book. They also made, there's a documentary on PBS that's super good. But it wasn't better than Dreamland, it wasn't better than On Immunity, but it was better than that. So I'm going to put it right here. Okay, what's next? Oh, Bad Feminist by Roxane Gay. This is one of my absolute favorite essay collections of all time. I love Roxane Gay. I love her social commentary. I love her thoughts about what it's like to be Black in America and what it's like to be a woman in America. I've read this collection multiple times now, and this has got to go in my top 10. I don't know if it's the best nonfiction I've read in the last 5 years or not. I'm going to put it at 3, just because I don't know. But it's up there, guys. It's definitely up there. Okay, this is Packing for Mars by Mary Roach. This is the first Mary Roach I read, and this is all about what happens to the human body in space. This was a great book, but it was definitely not as good as Stiff. Stiff is better. I'm going to put that right here. I'm going to put it at the bottom. I might have to move that. We're going to put that one at the bottom for now. All right. Furiously Happy by Jenny Lawson. This is her memoir of what it's like to live with mental illness, and she writes with a lot of humor and grace. This is also excellent on audio. I'm going to say right here would be a good place for that. Oh, Just Mercy by Bryan Stevenson. This is all about how awful our criminal justice system is in the United States towards Black people. Bryan Stevenson has created a nonprofit law center that helps Black people who have been wrongfully convicted of crimes and tries to help them with their legal issues. This is such a good book, and it's coming out as a movie, I believe, either the end of this year or the beginning of next year. So that's going to go in my top 10, but it's not better than Bad Feminist. I'm going to put it here. Okay. All right. The Emperor of All Maladies by Siddhartha Mukherjee. This is the biography of cancer, and if you think that a biography of cancer isn't good, you would be wrong. This book is so accessible and so readable and so awesome. Loved this book. Not better than Columbine, but yes, I'm going to put it right here. Number 26, right there. All right. Hunger by Roxane Gay. This is her memoir of her experience. She was raped when she was 12, and how she used food to basically deal with her trauma afterwards. Such a wonderful memoir. Really hard, but really good. Where am I going to put this one? I think it's got to go here. All right. Hidden Figures by Margot Lee Shetterly. You guys have heard me talk about this one multiple times. This is about the Black women mathematicians that enabled us to win the space race and get a man on the moon, who worked for NASA in the early days of that organization. Simply a brilliant book. I love this book so much. This needs to go... Yeah, I'm going to put it here. All right. Quiet by Susan Cain. This is about being an introvert in the world that really rewards extroverts. Super good book. I read this one quite a long time ago, but it's such a wonderful book. It definitely needs to be up here in my top 50 of all time. All right, let's hope that stays on there. All right, we're doing good so far, guys. Tiny Beautiful Things by Cheryl Strayed. This is a collection of columns that Cheryl Strayed wrote with people asking for advice about all different kinds of issues. And it is so beautiful and so wonderful. And this probably ranks up there as the book that I've given as a gift the most times. I think especially if people are dealing with grief, this book has a lot to offer for those folks. So Tiny Beautiful Things, wonderful, wonderful book. That's got to go near the top right there. All right. 5 Days at Memorial by Sherry Fink. This is what happened in New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina. This book is absolutely shocking and frustrating and will piss you off, but it's amazing. So let's put this one, I'm going to say right here. Yes. The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks by Rebecca Skloot. This book is so awesome. I just read this book this year after a false start a few years ago, where I read the first 100 pages or so and put it down, and then I picked it up this year and absolutely loved it. So I am going to put that one, I'm going to say right here. Yes. The Fifth Risk by Michael Lewis. This is all about how government data collection programs are being dismantled under our current administration, and it's really scary and disturbing and will freak you out, but it's also super important to understand why we have government programs to collect data and what those programs do for us and how they help all of society. So highly recommend that one as well. Yeah, I think I gotta move some stuff around here. I'm gonna put some of these up. I'm gonna do this right here. All right, that looks good. Okay, what do we got? The Forest Unseen by David George Haskell. You guys know how much I love this book. It's about nature writing. It's about a scientist who takes a meter square in a forest in the southern United States and studies that square meter of land for an entire year, and just his observations on nature during that time. Absolutely beautiful. Love, love, love it. I'm going to put that one there. Okay, I Am by Maggie O'Farrell. Oh my God, this essay collection is so beautiful. So beautiful. That's got to go not better than Bad Feminist, but right up there. Okay. Being Mortal, Atul Gawande. This is about how we handle medicine and care for people at the end of their lives in Western cultures. It is amazing. It should be a must-read for everyone. It is so well written and so important. Love this book. I'm going to put this in #1, guys. I'm doing it. I'm calling it right now. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. Let's see. All right. What do we got? We've got Pandemic by Sonia Shah. This is a scary book about, you know, how close we are to having a big pandemic like some of the ones that have happened in the past. It talks about cholera. It talks about yellow fever. It talks about AIDS. It talks about Ebola. Scary book, but super interesting too. I think I need to move things up some more and put it down here. I think, yeah, that I think is good. Whoop. What do we got here? River of Doubt by Candace Millard, about Teddy Roosevelt traveling an unexplored section of the Amazon River. That was super good. We Were 8 Years in Power by Ta-Nehisi Coates. This is his collection of essays written, one for each year of the Obama presidency. So good. Oh, guys, so good. Oh. All right, what do we got? The Devil's Highway by Luis Alberto Herrera. This is about immigration and the southern border of the U.S. That was a hard read. Really beautifully written, though. Strangers in Their Own Land by Arlie Russell Hushchild. This is about the deepening political divide between conservatives and liberals in the United States. It specifically looks at a community in Louisiana and how people kind of work against their own interests politically sometimes. This was really, really excellent as well. All these are excellent. Obviously, they were all 4 stars and above. How you quit saying that? Evicted by Matthew Desmond. The account of his basically living in the poorest neighborhoods. I think it's in Milwaukee, but it's in a Midwestern city. And how systemic racism and how poverty is handled really work against people in their housing. Wonderful book. This has got to go in the top 10. Yeah, I think that's... Nah, I think it's got to go higher than that. Yes, right there. All right. Lab Girl by Hope Jahren. Oh my God, you guys know how much I love this book about a woman who finds her way in the sciences, sets up her own lab, and it's all about her life in the sciences. I love this book so much. Can't go before that one though. Can't go before that one. I think it goes here. All right, and is that going to stay that way? Is that really what I mean? American Fire by Monica Hess. This is a true crime story about a serial arsonist in Virginia. That was a really good book. Yeah, I think it's got to go over here. All right. The Ghost Map by Stephen Johnson, about how they figured out cholera in London was being caused from the drinking water in community wells in the 1800s. Super interesting. This was right up my alley as far as science type books go. All right. We Should All Be Feminist by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. It's a very short collection of thoughts about what it means to be a feminist. Yeah, let me put that there. Sound of a Wild Snail Eating by Elizabeth Tova Bailey. Another nature writing type memoir of a young woman who gets ill from a mysterious disease and winds up in bedridden for a long time, and how her interactions with a snail help her through it. So beautiful. Really, really beautiful book. I'm going to put it right there. Okay. The Secret History of Wonder Woman by Jill Lepore. Just what it says on the tin. Really interesting book. But I'm going to need to move some of these around, so stay tuned. Get it in there. It's down here. Fourth from the bottom. All right. Missoula by John Krakauer, about, rape on a college campus, and how the police handle that, and what happens to the victims. Oh my God, so good. Oh, where does this go? I think it goes pretty high up here, guys. Woo! All right. Getting down there. Between the World and Me, Ta-Nehisi Coates. This is good. I didn't love it as much as We Were 8 Years in Power, but still absolutely beautiful. I need to reread it, actually. I think it's got to go under Columbine. Okay. Tell Me How It Ends by Valeria Luiselli, about children caught up in the immigration process and what we ask of them when they're seeking asylum. Yeah, really good and difficult and important. And let's see. Voices from Chernobyl by Svetlana Alexievich. I just read this recently. This is an oral history all about Chernobyl and the folks who lived in that area and what happened to them after the disaster. This was amazing. Amazing, but I've got to put it below Becoming, I think. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I gotta do. All right. Born a Crime, Trevor Noah. Listen to this on audio. It was absolutely, absolutely amazing. Yeah, right here. All right, two more. Dear E. Joelle by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Again, another sort of letter to a friend about how to raise a feminist. I need to adjust. We're back. And the last one is Complications by Atul Gawande. This is all about when he first became a surgeon and how doctors learn to be doctors and how they deal with complications that arise from that. Oh man, guys, I have got to do some rearranging because this has got to go in my bottom 25. Okay, so let's go over the top 10, shall we? Hold on. Okay, here's the top 10, everyone. Being Mortal by Atul Gawande, number 1. Bad Feminist, number 2. I Am, number 3. Number 4 is Lab Girl. Number 5 is Evicted. Number 6, Just Mercy. Number 7, Tiny Beautiful Things. Number 8, Another Day in the Death of America. Number 9, We Were 8 Years in Power. And number 10, The Forest Unseen. That's my top 10 right now, guys. Today, not sure how that will change as time goes on. Let's see if I can get the whole chart in the shot here. You probably won't be able to read everything, but I will see. Oh, my goodness. All right, there it is. Top 50 nonfiction books as of today.